This is about psychological warfare.
왜곡된
A specific type of warfare designed to distract,
무감각하게 만드는
misinform,
But trust me.
특정 형태
and anesthetize the brain.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow.
우리는 우리 마음에 파고드는
We must remain vigilant at all times
항상 경계의 고삐를
and be alert to their insidious attack on the mind,
이전에도 그러했듯이
for they have come before
이러한 공격은 또
and they will come again.
What's good, everyone? Peace and love. Hope everyone is doing good, pushing forward, staying healthy, and really doing what they can to stay afloat, man. Nothing but the best for everybody. The best. Been a little hiatus on my strike again, so I gotta chill out with certain, pharmaceutical stuff. I'm gonna stay away from that for a while. People know how I feel. People should be on their own research by now. If you're a true researcher, researching stuff that's already been put out, it's kind of like regurgitating, but you got to sift through it and find the truth, or find what reverberates towards you as you feel that, it's true. And then even if you're wrong, when you talk to people, that's fine. Being wrong is a part of learning. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Just like losing the fight, there's nothing wrong with that, man. That's part of learning how to fight. Today, Brother Sanchez made a good point in the video last night. He said when they did a reset, they took all the children and raised them. And when they raised them, they kept them at a children mind state, a mind state of easy control. And that's kind of like how I feel we're today. We're searching to find the truth, but it's cluttered by so much lies and deception, allegedly. Okay? Can we prove this? We can't prove the past. We didn't live there. I think we spend a lot of time arguing about the past when we need to be worrying about right now, the present. Even though the past is what made the present, the actions of the past. But if we could change this present, we could better the future. It's going to take a lot of unity, a lot of hard work, and a lot of trust. I think a lot of people are tired. A lot of people are burnt out. Not meaning like physically, but just mentally, just tired. And I know it's not easy to form communities and to start going off on your own. But nothing's easy in life. And if you can't make that effort to, live out what you want to do, then how is it ever going to get accomplished, man? I'm starting to learn this in life. Like, I always knew this, but I always took the wrong route. I never listened to my inner self. And ever since I started listening to my inner self, my inner voice, my inner gut feeling, I've been doing pretty damn good, man. And my inner self has been right 99.9% of the time. So whether that's my ancestors, which I believe it is, looking out for me, and some sort of higher source, much respect and love to the ancestors of all cultures. Nothing but respect, man. But I'm going to get into some alchemy, some symbols and meanings, because I've been interested lately, because I've been searching into the dollar bill. Because I see a lot of, what you want to call, like, not portals, but I see a lot of, I'm trying to think of the word, I need that word. Hold on. Well, the word is Taurus fields. Now, my whole thing is, on the dollar bill, there's a lot of Taurus fields. So I looked into it and I said, why would they put Taurus fields around a lot of these symbols, these sacred geometry symbols? Now, Taurus fields attract energy. as far as I know. Maybe it also pushes out energy, but I'm pretty sure it attracts mostly. So a lot of metals, like if you take mercury and you put electric charge in it, and you see a lot of these gold domes from Tartarian technology, allegedly. If mercury dissolves gold and you put a dome of gold, right? Gold leafing or whatever, and you have mercury underneath the dome, and you electric charge it and opens up a vortex, it's going to pull the energy from the ether. So my whole thing was, if they're using, like I looked it up, I said, man, I wonder if they're using like different types of metals in the ink of the money. Sure as shit, I looked it up. Excuse my language. And yes, they do use metals in the ink of the money. So my question is, I'm going to do a little video on that too. But we're going to start off with some alchemy symbols and meanings, alchemical signs, and list of elements. Alchemy symbols and meanings, alchemical signs, and list of elements. The alchemy symbols are part of the scientific, occult, and the ancient tradition. Which one is it, the occult or ancient tradition? Or the ancient tradition is the occult? I don't know. I think a lot of this stuff was stolen from all our ancestors, no matter what culture you are. Because I traced my ancestors back to the 1500s when they had little tribes. And, you know, a lot of people forget that France, Spain, and Britain also damn near wiped out my people. You know, my Polish people. And even some of my German people. Now, whether people want to believe it or not, the German people, in my opinion, rose up to fight the New World Order, the Jews. There was no really genocide. It could have been a fake war. It could have been many things. But there's no hardcore actual proof to prove that Hitler hated black people. That's just bullshit that these ideologies picked up in jail. You know what I mean? And because they represent Hitler, they regurgitate and then they put it in their own words. And then, you know, just like they do with Saddam, this has nothing to do with organizations, but Saddam, you know, they painted a bad picture of that man, but the people say differently. But let's get back into alchemical, man. I know I get off track sometimes. The alchemical symbols are part of the scientific occult and ancient tradition. This tradition aims to perfect and purify certain objects. These alchemical symbols and signs represent the individual elements in alchemy tradition and varied between chemists, and even though the system of symbols was uniform. So as you can see here, you got sulfur with the cross and the triangle, which that is also in St. Christopher, which you look, he has red. I'm pretty sure it's red for the sulfur and gold, if I'm not mistaken, for the gold. Red, sulfur, and silver for the mercury. If I'm not mistaken, I'll put a picture up. Salt, mercury, fire, air, water, earth, and the elements, which is the cross. Moon, silver. Mercury is quicksilver. Venus is copper. Sun is gold. Mars is iron. Jupiter is tin. And Saturn is lead. Now, as far as these 6 stars that they show, right? Where they etched out the 7 original stars, not planets or planets, stars. These were the original 7 stars, man, including the sun and the moon. That's it, bottom line. There was no Pluto, there was no Uranus, you know what I mean? No Neptune. So, that's that. Let's move on. Alchemy symbols and their meaning list. This is a list of the main alchemical elements, It's alchemical symbols and meanings which are present in the alchemical process. The prime elements, symbols, and meanings. According to Paracelsus, there are 3 prime elements that compose the material substances. Mercury, meaning mind. It is one of the 3 heavenly substances, as well as 7 metals of alchemy. To alchemists, the Mercury alchemical symbol rises above both the liquid and solid state. Is because Mercury is really a metal, but it's liquid. Both heaven and earth, and even death and life. The Mercury elements meaning symbolize the planet Mercury in astrology. The symbol is a serpent or snake, usually symbolized the metal. And I think it's symbolized as a serpent or a snake because if you put an electric charge with Mercury, it opens up a vortex and it creates that flow of energy like a snake. That's just me thinking outside the box. Salt, meaning body, because our body does contain a lot of salt. Alchemists believe salt is divine substance, which is very true. When I used to go to the beach and I used to have cuts on my knees and playing football and stuff, and I would go to the beach, I swear to you, man, a day and a half later, my cuts would be healed up just from swimming in the ocean. And that was mind-blowing. And I'm not just making this up. And I'm not talking big gashes. I'm talking scratches and man, little something. But so let's move on. With Mercury and sulfur, salt is sacred and religious and social symbol for ages. It represents brothers and brotherhood, friendship, purity, good things of life. Sulfur, what a symbol, huh? It's meaning it's spirit. Alchemists use sulfur symbol widely in their practice. It is one of the 3 heavenly substances. You can see its symbols below. I think the 3 heavenly substances is sulfur, mercury, and gold. And I haven't even read this yet. We'll see. The 7 planetary metals of alchemy, meaning and symbols. There are 7 metals in alchemy that connect with the 7 traditional stars and 7 deities, all which recognize an alchemical symbolism. The star's alchemical symbol is used for these metals, even though each has an elemental symbol that represents its lead or lead. Lead is used to represent the planet Saturn in astrology. It is the first and the oldest of the 7 metals of alchemical science. Iron. Iron is one of the 7 metals of alchemy. It symbolizes the planet Mars in astrology. Tin. Tin, alchemical sign, is used to mean the planet Jupiter in astrology. It is one of the 7 metals of the alchemical process. Gold. Gold is one of the 7 metals of alchemy. The alchemists believe gold is the perfection of all matter at all levels, including the spirit, soul, and mind. In astrology, the symbol for gold represents the sun. Mercury. Mercury is one of the 7 metals of alchemy. Other name for it is quicksilver. Quicksilver reacts with nitric acid as a thick red vapor floats over the surface. It dazzles red crystals forms rapidly at the bottom. Silver. In astrology, the symbol silver associates with the moon. Copper is used to symbolize the planet Venus. Other alchemical elements, symbol, and meaning. And I was going to say anatomy, but that's anatomy. The metal anatomy stands with the wild spirit of man in nature, or the animal nature. The wolf sign usually represents it. Arsenic. Arsenic was sometimes represented by the image of a swan. Early alchemists used. Bismuth. The role of bismuth is alchemical process could not be ascertained, but there were some references in ancient alchemical texts. Magnesium, the magnesia alba, white magnesia, which was magnesium carbonate, was used by alchemists. Other name is mild magnesian earth. Phosphorus. Alchemists use light to represent the spirit. The spirit fascinates them and seems to be in the matters such as phosphorus. Platinum. Alchemists refer to platinum as a combination of silver and gold. Potash. Alchemists use potash, the potassium carbonate, in many alchemical processes. Zinc. Zinc oxide. Philosopher's wool, or nix alba, derives from burning zinc in the air. Quintessence. It is also known as the hermetic seal of light. The quintessence has its roots in the ancient Pythagorean mythology. Philosophy. Man, it is all the elements necessary for alchemical transformation. It includes the triangle, the circle, and the square, which are spirit, the soul, and the body, and sacred geometry they didn't add. Diamond. The alchemists considered diamond powerful. They associate it with refracting light. It sparkles and shines and symbolizes clarity, vision, understanding, keen perception, and awareness. Finally, the four primary elements of life that are the fire, the water, and the earth and the air. Frequently asked questions about alchemical symbols. What is the alchemical symbol for life? Now, I look at this and I say the circle, which to me is completion, or the womb, or an entrance or an exit, meaning and the cross under it sort of kind of is there for the crossroads, the entrance or the exit. Maybe there's many other meanings. If you know, drop it in the comments. I don't know it all, man. I'm a student before anything, man. I love learning. Teaching, like I said, takes a very good talent, man, to reach people and really be persistent with your with the stuff you bring to the table. And that's why I fucks with certain people on YouTube. These symbol that represent life in alchemical signs is the Mercury sign. The alchemical symbol for death. The Mercury element is also the alchemical symbol for death. The alchemy symbol for fire. The triangle is the alchemic sign for fire. What is the origin of alchemy, elements, and signs? The art of alchemy started many years ago in Egypt and Arabia, then later appeared in Rome and Greece. Finally appeared in the Central and Western Europe. The word alchemy has its origin from the Arabian phrase al-kimia. It is the Egyptian tradition of preparing stone or elixir. Kimia itself is an Arabic root from the Coptic kam, which fertile black soil of the Nile Delta. Also, the word refers to the mystery of the first matter, or the kam. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Very, very interesting. We will get into a little more of this video. So I thought I'll dive into the second part real quick that I found that's very interesting going through websites. It says alchemy animals meaning new beginning. Now I never heard about this, so I'm going to add it on. Alchemy animals meaning spiritual journey. Alchemy animals meaning signifies new beginnings after taking a wrong direction, and you decided to try another path, which is the best. Basically, it was time that you realized that you needed to change your thoughts. Actually, it was a positive idea because you are leading to a great future. Perhaps it is the perfect moment to conduct your own business. More so self-control. will have you the privilege to enjoy the things that you really love. Notability, it is your more so alchemy symbolism illustrates the goodness of taking the right direction and constantly doing the right thing. Most people tend to lose hope when they realize that they are in the wrong direction. This situation happens to those who are weak. Wow. See, I don't necessarily want to call people weak. People ain't weak. The system makes people feel weak. Because a lot of people break their backs to get a job and they ain't treated right. A lot of people feel weak because they give it their all, man, and they ain't getting nowhere. People ain't weak. You got the strongest people you call weak at the bottom. I don't like that, man. People ain't weak, man. Maybe very few are weak, but nah, I'm not agreeing with that. People are very strong and intelligent. We need to start rising each other up and stop self-destruction and bringing each other down and listening to these fools on TV. But let's get back into this, man. Any circumstances you have to be strong, no matter what, actually your strength will determine where you will end your journey equally. Be in your right senses at all time. Do be in the right place. Symbols of wings on animals. I've always wondered this. Winged animals, as in non-bird animals, have always been a perceptual source of wonder for man. The idea of a common mammal or reptile couldn't sprout wings and take flight is awe-inspiring and has led to the invention of a great number of mythological creatures. Now, we didn't live back then. So can we prove, like, you don't think our ancestors were very into genetics and science? I do. I personally think they were genetically modifying animals back then. So who's to say back then the earth was more abundant, so there were bigger trees. Everything was just such more pure. You know what I'm saying? Even our bodies. We were on whole nother levels. Until we were misguided and lied to. Stabbed in the back. But let's move on. These winged creatures are harbingers of hope, spirituality, new beginnings, protection, and duality. They are also great sources of power, mobility, balance, and imagination. These are the aspects that will protect you entirely until you accomplish your missions. So you just must you must take them seriously, and you will better your life. So you mean to tell me I need some spirits, right? That I don't even know who they are to better my life. When the only spirits I need to better my life is my mother, my father, my stepfather, my grandfather, my uncle, my aunt, and all my good friends that passed away, man. That's all I need to guide me in life. And all the other ancestors who wish to help. There's beautiful ancestors all over this world, man. For some reason, people, I've always gravitated towards what people call black people. Because my white people, I don't even like to say it like that, but the white people in power sold us out. So why should I trust anything they say? I've never trusted anything they said. My grandfather taught me that at fucking 11 years old. He told me they were crooks and don't trust them. And I've always stayed with that. Then I started listening to Wu-Tang, and that was even more fight the power. You know, and it crushes me when I see these people that say fight the power, and then they're with the power. It's like I'm confused. But is this I don't know. I think that's designed to keep us down, to keep us not forming together, to keep us in the mind state of, well, if these people try to say something and rise up, they got taken out. Well, that could happen to us. That's cocky pock. Now, I'm not saying rise up and fight power, man. I'm talking about we need to protest. And they also do that with protesting. When people protest and it ain't violent, the police will show up and start antagonizing. So then they can make the protest look bad. Allegedly. This is all alleged, man. We're just dumb people that don't know what we're talking about. You know? We're just talking about theories and lies and you know. But let's get back to the winged creatures of harboring of hope, spirituality, new beginning, protection and duality. They are also the source of power, mobility, balance, and imagination. These are the aspects that will protect you entirely until you accomplish your missions. I read this already, I think. As you become serious and better in your life. Well, from what I found out, I traced my lineage back to before the 1500s. And from what I understand, not that it matters, my last name was a royal name. Not that I care, because I wouldn't want to be royal. The only way I'd want to be royal is if the entire world at the bottom could be royal with me. And that's worth to my mother's soul. I'm not like these other people, man. I want to bring everybody with me. When the global resistance, I stand firm on what I say, man. And I won't fold. I might go through hard trials and tribulations, but it's just gonna make me stronger. That's how I see it. A lot of loved ones took that left hook from Mike Tyson, man, and I worry about him. I really do. And this is off topic, cause I like to do that in between stuff, because sometimes some stuff comes to me while I'm reading. You know, I love everybody who loves me and respects me, and even those who are so-called blind or sleepwalking and really don't want to think outside the box. You're just stuck within the box, within the box, within the box. I still love them, man. You know, it's not their fault. You know, when I used to read these books, man, and it shows God slaughtering all these people, my first gut feeling told me, why would the Creator create such chaos? Why would the Creator create us to put us through hell? I never believed that. Never. As a child, my mother taught me God was a loving source of creation. I never believed none of that shit them devils told me. I always knew God created us for a good purpose. There was no chess game. The chess game is within your mind. It's with how you maneuver through life. That's my opinion on that. You know, nobody wants war. And like Bro Sanchez said last night, one false move and you're dead. Like, people think war is simple. It's not. These people got weapons. They could get you from 2 miles away. I mean, you have no idea, man. People were talking last night about drones. Like, they could snipe. Like, they could take drones out. No, you can't. Them things could go 2 miles high and still see you. Your pistol ain't shooting that high. You ain't shooting them things out. You could barely see them. That's the best surveillance. You could be 3 miles away and you're surveilling these people. They don't even know where you are. You can hook up a missile to that motherfucker and drop it right on them. That's silent weapons of quiet wars. Now, all these beam technologies they got, heat signatures. You know, you want to try to hide at night? Well, they got night vision. Now that this stuff they're rolling out with the left hook, who knows what you're gonna be able to do without being found. But this has nothing to do with alchemy, man. I know. But let's get back into alchemy. I'm sorry, everybody, man. I just get passionate and I go a little off track, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's been a while since I got to upload and I'm a little excited. Symbolic winged animals. Didn't we go through this already? Or they gonna repeat themselves? Generally, animals like the horse are strong and brave. In other words, they are ready to face any danger at the moment. They understand that facing your problems is important than ignoring them. When they ignore them, people will discover your weakness, and of will is very dangerous. Of course, people always do this when I'm recording. No one should know your weakness because they will make. No one should know. Where are we? Come on. No one should discover your weakness, of which is very dangerous. No one should know your weakness because they will make fun of you. Not only that, equally, it is better to live a simple life that you cannot be happy at all times than faking it. You never let people know your information because there's a lot of haters that will plot on you. And if they don't have what you have, they're going to come after you because they want it. And if you think about it, a lot of this world was created by these celebrities with their doggy dog world, and you know, everyone. The dream they sell you is you can make it like we did, but you got to do a whole lot of selling out and a whole lot of crazy stuff to get to where they're at. Pegasus, one of the most noteworthy winged animals and white-winged horse called Pegasus, also known in Greek as Periplus. The horse has always had a compelling connection with the strength and versatility, stability, and powerful momentum. In Greek mythology, when wings were added to irregular horses, they began to embody new symbolism. In addition to the already impressive traits a horse possesses, the Pegasus symbolizes man's desire to soar higher in life, to accomplish increasingly impressive feats and still remain grounded and practical. Truly, the Pegasus is a magical animal, and epitomizes the manifestation of magic in the material plane, and also represents an analogy for the term have your feet on the ground but your head in the clouds. For man, this ideal is the best understood by the concept of embracing the reality of his physical presence while balancing nature and all that is non-physical. Pegasus has shown man he can revolutionize his life in magical ways with pristine. Griffin as a part of alchemy animal meaning. Few can deny that the griffin or winged lion, which is a combination of eagles and lions, are regal figures, each imparting of a sense of grandeur and poise. Griffins are notorious defenders and protectors guarding sacred places with ferocity and intensity. Now think about these gods, right? If these so-called gods lived, they had crazy, crazy wisdom and knowledge, man. Their mindset was a million times of what we are. They understood the molecules, this and that, all that sacred. I mean, they knew it all like we know how to roll a blunt, all right? So who's to sell these animals couldn't have really been created like that. They couldn't have been gene edited. How do you know our ancestors weren't already doing stuff like that? And that's where, our knowledge just don't come out of thin air. A lot of our ancestors have left stuff behind. Like all they show us is these pyramids with um hieroglyphs and stuff. But what about all over the other world? How about all the other, historical cultures and their evidence? These conquerors take the truth and they hide it. I know the truth's out there. It's probably deep in some freaking safe somewhere. In alchemy, the lion is closely associated with the metal element gold and has a sacred spirituality that radiates abundantly with beneficial worth. Alchemy practitioners had illustrated lions in ancient journals when there was a personal need for a specific spiritual journey to be fulfilled. In contrast, eagles have always stood out for symbolizing the inception of a journey in alchemical illustrations and exemplify youth. Common cement and the uninhibited euphoria one experiences when embarking on a different path in life. Winged lions and griffins offer the sense of integration of beginnings and endings and the pursuit of success. So can this be proven? Who knows? Dragons and serpents in alchemy and animal meaning. In life, there are few creatures that conjure as much immediate contempt and disgust as snakes and reptiles. Yeah, that snake energy. They also closely associate with evil and sin because of their close ties to religion. Now, that's another thing. They took our ancestors and they took all their spirituality and twisted it into a religion to keep us lost. They took the serpent, which meant energy and maybe a few other things, but it really didn't mean the devil or evil. In my opinion, I got to do more research to dig into that. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, let me know. I know I'm gonna hear a lot of different things like the 5% Nation of Islam, always with the serpent, and all religions somehow relate to the serpent. All of them. All religions worship the serpent at one point. If you want to challenge me on that, we can do it. It is theorized that the myths surrounding winged serpents originated in ancient Egypt following the meticulous scrutiny of the hooded cobra. In alchemy, as in mythology, the concept of the winged serpent symbolizes duality and the supreme governance of entities who can give life or take it away. So let's see what this means. I'm interested. What does this have to do with any alternative name serpent? Important keywords. Keywords of Shamanistic are Kundalini, Shakti, balance, life force, magic, and reptilian. Position in Mayan astrology. The 5th-day sign of the Mayan zodiac is the serpent, also known as Chikakan. The serpent was the bringer of rain, and in Mayan culture, there were 4 Chikakans. These Chikakans formed a circle around the world and were the guardians of the 4 corners. Serpent's energy symbolizes life force that moves through the body, like the caduceus. And that's about that, man. Oh, the serpent, Maya, or Maya sign, is a powerful sign that is hard to put in a box. It holds magical powers and is known as creature that has an initiative knowing. They have an energy of mystery, about them that makes it hard for others to get to know them well. They also naturally perform with a strong sex appeal that will entice many. They will likely find themselves having a flair from the dramatic pursuing careers of actors and entertainers. The dramatic side can also make them prone to temper flares and dramatic outbursts. Others will steer clear and will not want to be around them at any time. Over the time and after centuries of enduring legends and winged snake developed into dragons, also possessing magical abilities. Dragons share many qualities and symbolic meanings with winged snakes, such as might and dominion, being rooted to the earth while possessing infinite imagination, much like the Pegasus, and have involved the ages to command a great deal of respect. A contradiction expressed in real life. Winged serpents and dragons wriggle and crawl on the earth on their bellies, yet have the ability to take flight, thus shedding their earthly limitations in exchange for soaring the limitless skies. Winged angel symbolism. The compilation of winged animals wouldn't be complete without guardian angels or winged human beings. A blessed and sacred intermediate in wow man intermediary angels are ethereal couriers. They have the capability of transition unhindered from this realm into the heavens. Also illustrated with features that resemble humans. Angels or guardian spirits are one of the mythological creatures that man can most easily relate to. Man has an inherent belief that angels are benevolent saviors, that their intentions are benign, and that they wish only to protect. I disagree. If the case there is angels, I just think it's evil and good in everybody, balance. Angels are often anointed with divine and magical attributes, have been held responsible for moving constellations around the heavens, and are said to occupy spaces in between realms. But what about the winged humans? Winged humans that was less than benevolent, was also carnal in nature, or surrounded by the most depraved of human behavior. Out of this conundrum emerged a gargoyle, embodying all of the most deviant of man's desires and actions. Gargoyles represent the stellar opposite of angels. However, the symbolism surrounding their wings speaks of a hidden potential to vanquish these base characteristics, to tell the story of man's capacity to rise above the master with potential. Gargoyles are a vivid reminder to man that the state in which he lives does not dictate his divinity. Summary: Alchemy animals, meaning representations, the key factor that will lead you to a happy ending. Basically, it highlights that you need to focus on your confidence because it is what matters most. On the other hand, you have to check on your self-discipline in order to prioritize your thinking properly. More so, you need to respect other people's opinions, facts, because they can change your life. Take everyone you meet in your life as important, equally. The way you treat others will determine how you will be served. And that is facts, man. Salute to this channel. It's called sunsigns.org. So go check it out, man. It's just something I found through my research. I like to go through websites more than YouTube now. I just felt I would drop a video on this real quick because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I got to stay away from certain things to keep my channel afloat. You know, I really would appreciate, if people could really help me get to 1,000, man, so I could go live and we could really chop it up, man. I want to be a part of the community more. I really don't go on Brother Sanchez because he got his people up there, and I'm more of a listener. When that woman went up on Bro Sanchez and said, "You got 2 ears and 2 eyes and 1 mouth," I almost fell out my seat. Because a younger woman that I was in the residential with when I was younger, her name was Miss L. She was a Aboriginal lady or black lady, and she sat me down and schooled me on so much stuff, man. And I'm so grateful I crossed past her in my life because she taught me so much, and she set my life straight in many directions I was going wrong. So shout out to Miss L. God rise her soul, man, to the ancestors. Peace and love, everyone. Until next time, nothing but love, peace, respect, and light, man. I hope everybody's doing good, shining just like they should be. We ain't born into sin. We ain't no bottom feeders. These people in so-called power, because they got paper money, they ain't crap, man. Like I always say, we outnumber these people. We need to start coming up with concepts of ways to break away, man. And that's it. It ain't going to be easy, but we got to start somewhere. Salute to everyone. Peace.